What's up guys, it's Ryan Miller, checking back with Growth Stimulus Training. I'm just sitting down for my lunch. I thought I would answer a question from a YouTube comment today and talk to you guys about my meal number 2, my lunch, a little bit. I'm actually going to start with the lunch. What you're going to see here is a barbecue take on the traditional burrito. 2 flour tortillas, 8 ounces of raw chicken, cooked of course. That comes out to about 6 ounces cooked. I've got a cheddar cheese blend on there, 2 ounces of that, 1 ounce per burrito. And then of course my Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. It's a little bit extra spicy today. And then the greens in the middle for micronutrient density. You're gonna see that's kale, three stalks of kale. This is a great looking meal. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to eat it until I'm done with this question. So let's just get on with the question. But before that, I should just do a little calorie count here. So we've got 210 calories from carb sources per tortilla. That's 420 calories right there. I have 220 calories from the cheeses. That counts as my fat source. So I'm up to 640 calories right there. Kale is a free food, I don't count that. The calories are pretty insignificant. And of course I've got my barbecue sauce, that totals up to around 80 calories. So that should put me at about 720 calories right there. And I've got 8 ounces of chicken, which roughly comes to 200 calories of my primary protein source. So that brings me up to roughly 920 calories for this particular meal. Personally, I'll be adding more calories to this meal because I am trying to bulk up right now, and I do require at least 5,000 calories a day in order for me to gain weight right now. So I'll probably add actually a piece of fruit and maybe a glass of milk to bump it up to around 1100 to 1200 calories per meal. Now let's get to this question. This is a YouTube comment on yesterday's Q&A video, and this is from user exceptionalchris. Thanks for the videos. They are very helpful. I'm looking to lose some body fat for the summer. I already cut back my calories. Do I keep my workouts the same, or should I increase my reps and lower the weights during this cutting phase? Thanks. Now there's actually 2 parts to Chris's question, exceptional Chris's question actually. He asked if he should increase his reps, and he also asks if he should lower his weights. Now, this is something that is, as far as the weights getting lowered, that's something that you don't want to purposefully try for, but when you're cutting for longer periods of time, that's something that is just going to happen. That's probably going to be a bit controversial for some people because many people think that you can continually gain strength through a cut because strength has more to do with your nervous system and movement patterns. They view it as more of a neural adaptation as opposed to anything that has to do with a surplus or a calorie deficit or the amount of muscle that a person carries. For the most part, that's true. Strength and size do not necessarily equate linearly. But when you cut, you will continue to see some strength gains, so you won't have to lower the weights initially. You'll see a lot of people on Facebook updating their statuses that are cutting saying like, oh, I'm cutting and I'm still gaining strength. You know, I must be doing things perfect. I must be just awesome at training. Unfortunately, you're going to see them making those status updates for around, you know, maybe the first few months of their cut. But once they start to get deeper into that cut, you're not going to see those type of updates anymore. You're going to see things like, okay, just trying to stick to my diet, a few more pounds to go, hanging in there, I'm maintaining, strength is down a little bit, things of that nature. Those are the types of comments that you're going to see on these people's status updates as they go through their cut over a longer period of time. So when it comes to lowering the weights, Chris, exceptional Chris, you don't purposefully lower the weights, but it's the nature of cutting that your weights will eventually lower. So don't try it, but also don't worry when they do start to lower a little bit, because that is going to happen. People drop strength when they cut, especially if they're doing longer term cuts like a contest prep. anything over like 6 weeks, you're going to see some strength drops, if not sooner, and that's going to vary on the person. But I'm going to say a general guideline is you're not really going to maintain or gain strength past that 6 to 8 week mark when you're cutting. Now, as far as the second part, as far as should I increase my reps during my cutting phase? One thing that I like to talk about is I obviously like to talk about growth stimulus training in general. Growth stimulus training has a high rep range supplement lift, a low rep range, and a medium rep range. So when it comes to increasing reps, that's not going to happen because you're following the program already. It's already set. But if you're not following the program and you're using a different type of program, maybe just a random program that you found online or something like that, you don't really want to increase your reps just because you're cutting. There are reasons to increase reps, but the fact that you're now in a calorie deficit is not one of them. So Exceptional Chris, you don't want to increase your reps just strictly due to the fact because you're now in a calorie deficit. That's the wrong way to do things. The thing that might change when you're in a calorie deficit is you're going to keep your training program about the same, but the only thing that might change is that you find that you're not able to do as much total workload or total volume per workout. So actually, you might just drop a set off instead of trying to increase the reps or decrease the reps. So as an example, if you're bulking strong and you're always hitting 3 sets of 15 per workout, you might find that as your cut progresses, you won't be able to do the full 3 sets of 15 for each exercise. Some of those moves might drop down to 2 sets of 15, and that nets you an overall decrease in total volume or total workload of that workout. And that's just normal. You should not expect to be able to do more when you're putting less in your body. That is just a faulty way of thinking, and it's just not the way to approach a cut mentally. Expect to do a little less, especially as time passes. Like I said, in the beginning, the first month or 6 weeks or so, hit it full steam ahead. You'll probably gain some strength. You're gonna feel like you're gaining muscle. You're really not. You might be gaining just a tad, depending on your experience level. That's a totally different topic. But yeah, hit it hard. You will see the strength go up, but you will see it start to drop, and you will see your total workload capacity start to drop as well. So don't increase the reps just because you're cutting. Keep your workouts the same and do your best to stick with your regular regimen. It's going to drop off a little bit as time passes, but do the best to stick with your regular training program throughout your cut. So Exceptional Chris, it's time for me to get my lunch on. This is probably a little bit cold now. I need to dig into this, so thanks for your question. Keep commenting on my videos. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. And I hope this did the trick for you. If it didn't, comment below, and hopefully I can clear things up for you. So thanks again, Exceptional Chris.